Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Bet you're wondering, what the hell is going on here? You're not outside your fire pit. No, I don't have a fire pit, at least not here yet. But I have a whole big pile of red bricks that are out there that I'll probably build myself a nice fire pit outside. You know, get the propane hooked up to it so that way, boom, I can just go ahead and sit out there. I am, for the first time, doing a fireside chat without a fire at the Red Brick House. We have literally, week by week, this place has literally changed. And I decided after doing my Monday night live stream. Okay, okay. So here we have, it's a heat gun. Does that count as a fire? Okay, there you go. My wife is the one to, she's actually followed along with what I always say. Anything I can do today means I don't have to do it tomorrow. And she's actually over here with the peat gun. Is that on high? Click it one more time. I think it'll get. No, one more time. It's all the way up? Okay. Didn't sound like it was on high. She's scraping while I'm doing my fireside chat here. So I'm very, very proud of this. And I'm proud that we're not sitting here in the dark, that we actually have a three-way switch here for the lights and stuff. So here's an interesting thing. We heard about Zeke Elliott could come back to the Cowboys, right? And so I started looking into the numbers, started looking into it. And it was kind of interesting for a couple of reasons when I look at the numbers. The first 7 games of the season that Zeke Elliott played, be it 5 of those games were with Cooper Rush. 5 of those games with Cooper Rush. And the running game was paramount to our success. And this was before Zeke Elliott got hurt. He averaged 69 yards a game, 4.2 yards per carry through those first 7 games. That's not bad production. That's not bad production at all. Now, here's the problem. Zeke Elliott got the hyperextended knee after that game and missed time. Through the rest of the season, he averaged 3.38 yards per carry and only 54 yards a game. Some of those games, it's like 1.9 yards a carry. So I will also give you one other thing here, because people don't seem to want to put together the whole picture. Because people will say, well, Zeke Elliott sucked. Zeke Elliott is washed. But I will say there's a direct correlation between Zeke Elliott and the offensive line. You can't look at our offensive line and say it was the Great Wall of Dallas, where it's opening up these great big holes that you're not getting touched for the first 2 or 3 yards. Because if you're making 1.2 yards or 1.5 yards after contact, if you're getting contacted in the backfield, you're not getting a whole lot of yards. I don't care who you are. So the offensive line has a direct correlation to what Zeke does. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say Zeke Elliott is still that dude that had, the 1,500, 1,600 yard seasons. He's not, and he never will be. But when you look at it from the standpoint of some of those reasons why some of those yards were as light as they were, was he's your goal line guy who got 12 TDs, and he's your short yardage guy, as opposed to Tony Pollard being your outside runner who's got more speed. Now, if we look at this and say, we're going to bring back Zeke, and we can now pay him a veteran minimum, just hypothetically. I don't know what Zeke's looking for. It may be that you look at it and say that's an insult for a guy of his, character and things. But here's the bottom line. You've already said my wish teams are the Eagles. They're like, nah. The Jets, the owner said, no, we're good with our room. I don't know what Cincinnati has. Now, of course, we always hear the rumor now of any Cowboy player going to going to the Chargers. because Kellen Moore's there. I don't think there's any real desire there. We heard that about Dalton Schultz, and he ends up going to the Texans. I guess at least it's close to being to Dallas. I don't know. But other than that, I can't see a reason to want to be in the Texans situation. But it is a paycheck. So looking at this, and I will also say, as we go through and we talk about Zeke's production against the offensive line, you also have to go ahead and put that with Dak Prescott. Because Dak, whether the offensive line can block or not, does have a correlation to how well the quarterback does. It does. And you can't look at it and say, we need more receivers because Dak just sucks. All these things have an impact on what your quarterback does. So as we're looking and seeing that, all these quarterbacks, that Jalen Hurts is the number one quarterback in the NFC and all that, I dare say that he's got the best offensive line. He has a couple of really good wide receivers, has a great coach, and has some good running backs. So you put all those things together, it makes it a little easier than when you have the 28th pass blocking offensive line. Just does. So that's what I've got for you guys tonight. I feel so good about the way this is coming along. The fact that I finally remembered to bring a couple of chairs out here, that we can sit here and not have to worry about falling through the floors, and that we have electricity in the house. The next thing I'm going to be working on is getting the water on in here. So, yeah. Shout out to my crew. Michael, incredible job with the electrical. My bride, she's over here scraping paint. It's 10 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock at night. She's scraping paint. I was like, honey, I'm going over to the Red Brick House to see what it's like in the dark. She's like, okay, I'll go. I said, I'm going to shoot my fireside chat. She's like, okay. But that's a hard-working, wonderful woman. Strong woman. Really strong. All right, good people. I will see you guys, God willing, tomorrow. One final note. Joseph Hefterly, big fan of the show, big supporter of the show. We've talked about his mother having Lou Gehrig's disease, and she does not have much time left. Joseph said that she's actually unconscious now. And so keep Joseph and their family and stuff in your prayers if you could. And remember, tell the people you love them. You might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. We can turn out the lights now. This party's over. Peace.